Welcome to the Freedom Camp Podcast, rooted in truth, growing in freedom, and built on the belief that you weren't meant to grow alone. Each week, I'll share honest stories, insights, and simple questions to help you explore the unseen things that keep you from living in the freedom that's already yours. And take brave, intentional steps toward the life you were made for. This is your space to reconnect with your authentic self and grow in freedom on purpose. Welcome back to the Freedom Camp Podcast. This week is going to be a little different. Instead of teaching about renewing the mind or riffing on something we did in Freedom Camp this week, I want to invite you to actually experience it. So, wherever you are right now, if you're able, I want to encourage you to slow down for the next few minutes. Put your phone down if you're able, close your eyes, take some deep breaths, and simply allow yourself to be present. This is a guided meditation that we did in Freedom Camp this week, and it's around thought loops and survival mode and reconnecting with your spirit-led self. My hope is that this won't just help you think differently, but to feel differently as well. So, let's begin. So allow yourself to settle into your space. Feel free to adjust your position in whatever way helps you to feel supported and relaxed. You may want to sit back in your chair, maybe place your feet on the floor or sit cross-legged or even lie down if that feels best for your body right now. There's nowhere else that you need to be right now. Allow your focus to gently come inward, and then begin by taking slow, deep breath in through your nose. And then hold it gently for a moment and slowly release it through your mouth. And then again, you want to breathe in deeply. Imagine your lungs expanding. And pause. And then slowly let it exhale out. Ideally, a little longer on the exhale than on the inhale. And then you want to continue breathing at a pace that feels calming and grounding for you. This is not about striving. This is not about performing. This is about being present. And so as you breathe, allow your shoulders to soften. Sometimes doing a few shoulder rolls can help you realize that they weren't softened. You can relax your jaw. You can unclench your hands. Move your neck in a round, in a circle. Feel your lower back, your throat, your stomach. Notice the places in your body that you may still be holding tension, stress, fear, or pressure. And then gently invite them to soften by breathing into them. Visualize your breath going into those places and telling them that they are loved and they are appreciated. So now, imagine yourself moving through your days, rooted in your spirit self, instead of your survival self. What would that feel like? What would it feel like to know deeply, intimately, that you are the beloved, that you lack nothing, that your worth is not fragile or tenuous, and that you are already whole and complete in God? Imagine moving through life without constantly measuring your value through the opinions, the words, the reactions, or the expectation of others. Just breathe into that and imagine what that would feel like in your body. Imagine becoming so grounded in compassion and truth and love that you are no longer offended or shaken or controlled by circumstances and situations around you. What would it look like to fully embody the life that God created you to live? How would you think? What would you think about? How would you speak? How would you love? What would change if you gave yourself the same grace and mercy that God continually extends toward you? What would change if you received His love? If you received the sacrifice that Jesus made for you? If you received the redemptive power that His sacrifice gives us? Continue to inhale and exhale slowly and steadily. And now ask God, what do you want me to focus on? What truth do you want me to practice? How do you want me to think and feel and respond? And ask God if there's a scripture, an image, a memory, a word, an invitation. There's something that He wants to bring to your attention right now. And you don't need to force anything. You just simply notice. And if something begins to come into focus, even faintly, just stay with it. If it feels small or quiet or flickering in and out, that's okay. You do not have to strive to hear God perfectly. You just remain open and you relax and you expect His presence. You trust and know that He knows how to communicate with each of us in exactly the way that we can best understand and respond. So you let yourself sit with whatever is coming up. Maybe it's a word, a picture, a feeling, a scripture, a sense of peace, a sense of calm, a sense of acceptance, an invitation. And you let God love on you in that space. It's not about fixing. It's not about performing. It's not about pressure. It's just about presence, spending time with God and listening to Him. Keep breathing in. Breathing out. And at your own pace, slowly begin to return to awareness, to the room around you. And remember that new pathways are not built all at once. They are built gently, repeatedly, and one thought at a time. Take another deep inhale and when you're ready, you slowly begin to maybe wiggle your fingers and toes, and you notice the chair beneath you or the ground. You notice your breathing, and you gently open your eyes and welcome back. Now, before you jump back into your day, I really want to encourage you to take a moment and notice what that experience was like for you. Did anything surprise you? What word or image or scripture came to your mind? What did it mean? What could it mean? Did something feel maybe peaceful? Or maybe you resisted? Or did something feel true in that deep knowing sense, even though it may not seem true around you? And maybe, most importantly, what thought do you feel invited to practice for this next week? What's a thought that God gave you, that God agrees with, that He wants you to keep practicing, to keep thinking again and again, so that it becomes easier and easier to have that thought? Because freedom often doesn't happen all at once. It happens one thought, one agreement, one small shift at a time. So thank you so much for listening to the Freedom Camp podcast. I know it was a little different this week. And if this meditation encouraged you, if it supported you, or if it made you think of someone that you think it would encourage or support, I want to invite you to send it to them and to share it. Thanks for listening to the Freedom Camp podcast. Thanks for listening to the Freedom Camp podcast, where we believe freedom is nurtured from within and grows when you tend to it. If this stirred something in you, let it take root this week and see what grows. And if you enjoyed this or found it meaningful, please give the gift of a review, share it with a friend, and leave a comment below. It helps us build this podcast community because we weren't meant to grow alone.